Hail to the king, baby.
Hey guys, it's me. It's Michael B. Welcome back to the channel. We got some breaking news this afternoon. Well, I don't know how much of a news piece it is, but anyways, there was some stuff to me brought to my attention by Biggie D, you might know from YouTube, who brought up a concern about Wonderland Amusements. So I want to give all the information out there and let you guys decide for yourself if it's something to be concerned about. Also, I did want to talk about something else because you guys know when I do these news videos, I don't like to do a news video really on one topic. I try to avoid that. I like to get a couple topics in there because I'm here for the community. I don't feel like wasting your time. I can make 6, 7 different videos, but I always find it better to jumble everything into one big news piece instead of trying to maximize the pieces of news to my advantage. I'm here for you guys. That's also why I'm bringing the first piece of news to your information so you guys can make informed decisions on what you're buying. That's what's most important to me, Michael B., the community champion. So anyways, guys, just a quick video here this afternoon. I've got a live stream coming up later tonight. I'm going to be playing some Medieval Madness pinball on the At Games Legends Pinball 4KP in basically 2.5 hours time. So I just want to do a quick one here, tell you guys what's going on in the community and what's going on in the home arcade space. So first up, we've got a little bit of news about Wonderland Amusements and the Alice Goes to Wonderland pin. So far, the Kickstarter has absolutely been kicking ass. Let me bring this up on the screen. With so many people from the home arcade community and seemingly outside getting excited for Alice Goes to Wonderland, the Kickstarter has reached, I think it's 7 times its goal or 6 times its goal at this point. It's at 834,802 Canadian. I can't see the American price, so I can't tell you what it is in real American dollars. MG, why bother with the pinball stream, really, Mike? MG's just worried I won't be able to play mini golf with them later. So anyways, Wonderland Amusements so far, they've killed it on the Kickstarter. People are excited about this. Obviously, pinball is super stupid expensive. I myself have one Stern pinball. I'm about to buy my second, and I don't advocate for that. If you live in a sensible area, unlike me, never spend that kind of money on a Stern pinball unless you're super, excited collector and you got that kind of money to burn. Because literally, if you live in a place where you can go play pinball, it costs $1 for a game. You can just go to a local place near you. Buying a real Stern is a massive investment and kind of silly when there's other options to play pinball. Unfortunately, I don't have those options, so I am buying the Stern. But for those people that want to experience physical pinball at home, Alice Goes to Wonderland seems to be a very good option, especially coming in at that price point, $800, $849 after the first 200 were sold. People are excited about it. But one of the things that's very important to remember is the development schedule So if I can get that up here, I just want to bring this up on screen and show you guys this. So right now, what Wonderland Amusements have told everybody was pinball Kickstarter development schedule. It's going to be the first prototype, October 2024. We saw that. Second prototype, December 2024. Kickstarter campaign launching March 2025. Final sample, April 2025. Mass production, June 2025. Product ready at factory, Q3 2025. And fulfill Kickstarter backers, Q4 2025. So most people are expecting that if they pledge to the Kickstarter, they're going to receive their units by the end of 2025, just in time for Christmas, right? 1 second, guys. Well, something has come out and it's basically given rise to a contradictory opinion that Wonderland Amusements may not be able to fulfill the orders based on their pre-shown development schedule. Now, I never got an update from Peter. Peter's kept me in the loop the whole time. He sends emails out to a list of people that, he wants to send information out about the Kickstarter campaign. Like P-Dubs is on the list. I don't know who else is. It's like a, closed list. We can't see who else is on it. But usually I get an update if there's an update with the Kickstarter. There's no conversations or anything happening. We don't have private chats. It's just basically, an email that goes out to people to tell them if there's an update to the Kickstarter or if they're going to be appearing somewhere, something like that. General information any company would send out. So there's been no update from Peter. I've seen nothing on their Facebook page, no concern note on the Kickstarter page, no emails going out to backers, nothing like that. But I did receive a tip-off from Biggie D. He said, will people be concerned now that the production schedule has been thrown off and people won't get their orders till 12 months after the Kickstarter ends? And I'm like, I don't know what this guy is actually talking about. So I did some research and I actually found this document. So if you go to the Wonderland Amusements Facebook page, they put up a post yesterday where it's like, check out the campaign. And then they basically released a guarantee, a money back guarantee to their Kickstarter backers. So let me bring that up. And this is where this is coming from. So right now they're offering like a money back guarantee to anybody who's pledged for the Kickstarter under certain conditions. Now, one of the conditions is if we have not shipped your order within 12 months of the campaign close or April 10th, 2026, you can request a full refund to your original payment method. So here's the thing about that. I don't know how you want to take this. Certain people are going to look at this from a glass half empty side and say, oh, it means the production schedule is completely fucked up. The machines aren't coming. And, that's kind of the way they're leaning. And that's fine. If you want to feel that way, the information's there in front of you. You can feel that way. Now, there's also the other side of it. This is just a money back guarantee that honestly Wonderland Amusements don't have to provide. And there's a reality that this doesn't have any reflection on the actual production schedule and whether or not these cabs are going to come out late, so much as this is just a money back guarantee with some padding. So there's two sides of the argument. Maybe this is, damning that Wonderland Amusements isn't going to be on time, or it could just be text in the Wonderland Amusement support money back guarantee with some padding to make sure that people, don't jump on the pre-order early. If Q4 2025 gets here, they haven't fulfilled all orders, then all of a sudden people start to panic and ask for the money back early or anything like that. I don't really know how it works, but I will tell you, this information is out there. I don't know if there's anything else. This is all I could find on it. But if you do hear any news about Wonderland's production schedule being off, this seems to be the smoking gun. It's this money back guarantee. So, take it as you will. Either you want to believe it or you don't want to believe it. But this is where the source of the information is coming from. So, yeah, I'll ask you guys to give me your opinions. You can tell me. There you go. Or it could be like the Hoppy that never came out with no money back guarantee, glass half full messaging, in my opinion. Kang's R Us, always the voice of reason, and a damn fine individual and YouTuber. Very excited to see his coverage at WonderCon. The real thing I would be concerned about here, again, going to Alice Goes to Wonderland, isn't so much the actual release schedule. It's how the thing plays. I mean, that's the smoking gun. That's what people should be more concerned about. Nobody's actually played this. That's what I'm concerned about. Now, me personally, I'm not backing the Kickstarter. I pretty much covered that a few times now. But for those of you that have backed the Kickstarter, that's what I'd be worried about, because people may go to WonderCon, play this, and they're like, this game is jacked up. Like, it's terrible. So that's what I would be worried about. Check out Kong's coverage. Check out all the coverage you can get on it. And if you can, hopefully you can get out and play this before the Kickstarter is finished, or whatever way the money back guarantee works, because you're going to want to know if this is good or not. My concern, again, is when you reduce the size of the machine and reduce the size of the ball, will the physics remain the same for real pinball, or is it going to feel a little too fast, junky, floaty? I really hope that it's good. I hope you guys enjoy the experience. But, I do have some concerns. The team has been great. They've been wonderful, giving updates. I'm really impressed with what they put out. But again, you've got this information, which is just the money back guarantee. I would be more concerned about whether or not the machine's going to be good. Multi-Cade Matt says, as long as they get to the first 25 backers, I'm good. I think you'll be okay, man. So a comment from Jason here that I thought was good. Pete has been honest thus far. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt for now. I'll believe he'll announce a delay in a timely manner if needed. This document is standard practice. Yeah, I think people are trying to they're trying to find negativity, and it'll be the same stuff it always is. This company is going under. The shills, they won't tell you about this. They're doing cover-ups to protect the companies. All the same stuff that's always said. Bill says their own schedule said they would start fulfilling Q4 2025. This gives them about a 6-month window to get all Kickstarter's orders out. Doesn't seem completely unreasonable. Yeah, I don't think so either. I would hope that the majority of the Kickstarter orders are, especially the early ones, are delivered within a timely manner. If you say Q4 2025, a lot of people are going to be hoping to see it under their Christmas tree come December 25th, 2025. So hopefully they can get that one done. Yeah, 100%. I really want to see how it plays, and maybe it'll be awesome. I don't know, but again, this is coming from Jerry, who's never developed a pinball machine before. You've got the size issue, and if you talk to anybody, once you mess around with pinball size, the physics all get messed up. Hey, Brooklyn, what's happening, brother? James says this isn't a delay announcement, simply a statement saying they will refund if there is a big delay. Anyone reading it any other way is just trying to stir ish up. Possibly, man. Yes, Kong's RS knows. And again, you do not need to buy a big physical machine if you can get out and play pinball. I live in a secluded area. I'm stupid. I'm going to buy real physical machines. But again, no one needs to do that. Like, literally, if you have a bowling alley someplace near you that has pinball, just get out and play. Pinball's fucking awesome. Really super inexpensive to play when you go out on location. Like, a lot of us got into this hobby because, it's not easy to go around and find arcades with classic machines like Centipedes and stuff like that right next to our houses. So Arcade One Up made a lot of sense. But if you do have that, why are you buying this stuff, man? You can just go play it in the arcade. MG, I do my best. I know some people have said I'm incredibly unselfish. Others have said I'm a hero. And I agree. I agree with all those statements. Haters gonna hate. Mike for us, the community. That's right. I'm shilling for you guys. I shill for the community. So anyways, guys, that's everything with the Wonderland Amusement Kickstarter update. Thank you very much, Kevin Clausen, for the super chat. Greatly appreciated. So yeah, that's everything on Wonderland Amusements. Is there going to be a delay? Maybe. I'm sure Wonderland Amusements will announce official delay, but anybody reading into the this document, it can't be that. If they have more information, cool, because it's important the community knows. And as everybody knows, I'm all about the community. Well, that's different. I don't have a problem with that. I'm very jealous of you, John Fritz. I will tell you right now. If I lived 20 minutes away from Galloping Ghost, my life would be ruined. My wife would never see me ever. I would always be there. But like, yeah, like that's a little bit different. Having a V pin in your house, yeah, like V pins are awesome. You can do so much shit with it. With all the games that are on the At Games Legends 4KP, with the whole VPX, what is standalone VPX? Like, yeah, there's not a problem with that. So that's not the same thing. Right? It'd be very strange. But if it's real and people have more information than this document, I think that's something people need to know. Thank you very much, Chris Ford. Greatly appreciate it, my man. Anyways, the other thing I wanted to talk about today, if you guys are friends of Glenn's Retro Show and his upcoming Build-A-Cade FU, I think you guys are going to dig this. Oh, press the wrong one, and it doesn't matter anyways because I'm not using OBS. So Glenn actually came out the other day and announced some upcoming replacement decks for the Build-A-Cade FU. I will tell you, I'm the first person out of the gate when I heard Glenn talking about this. I always heard him talking about 99 Lives Arcade and other places, and I was like, okay, so he's not making these first party, but I did talk to Glenn and confirm today these are first party. Glenn is going to be making these himself and allowing other third-party people to make their own decks. So Glenn showed off the first of the replacement decks that you're going to be able to play with the Build-A-Cade FU. And it's one of the things I really like about this arcade is the fact this is going to be like a Swiss Army knife. Like you talk to At Games and you're like, when are you releasing a driving cab, or when are you releasing a yoke cab, or when are you releasing a shooting cab? Here's the thing, Glenn's releasing all of those at the same time with interchangeable decks. This is very similar to what Polycade did with their design, how they have different decks that you can play on. Believe me, I have heard Glenn's deck is huge. Actually, he told me himself he's Italian, so Funny story. So I called Glenn. I do want to disclose, I do have a close personal relationship with Glenn, who is now an arcade company and manufacturer. I actually called him the other night and we had a conversation while he was in bed. So I don't know what that means or what kind of disclosure I've got to give for that, but Glenn was in fact in bed. So anyways, here you can see this is a two-player, looks like a, off-road kind of steering wheel device. Now, me personally, this is cool because you can play off-road. It's very similar to the Super Sprint Cab, the three-player Super Sprint Cab. My only concern with this is, like, I want to play Daytona. I don't want to be to the side playing Daytona. So I think this is very cool, but also limited. I would have liked to have seen a more standard deck. Now, what Glenn has told me, these are the initial decks we'll be building. There's more decks coming, but these are basically the final prototypes of what's going to be coming. So let me go through them all. We've got the off-road styled racing deck, and then we've got the Glenn Tron deck. Now, there's a couple things I want to say about this. I gave Glenn a hard time about this as well, because as you guys know, I'm not the biggest fan of Glenn's Tron stick. I find it to be a little dainty. Glenn's a little bit smaller than me, so maybe he's got like little dainty hands. But this is like the mini Tron deck. You've got this giant panel here. So you've got Glenn's little Tron controller, and then you've got his push-pull button spinner. Now, you need a push-pull spinner, but it's so small. So, like, I wrote Glenn when I was looking at this, and I was like, Glenn, it needs to be bigger. And he said, out of the gates, right now, we're going to use the parts we have. So that does mean the existing Tron stick and the existing push-pull button spinner. So to me, like, this is not ideal for me. I'm happy I have an Arcade 1-Up Tron unit I just rebought recently, because like this deck doesn't do it for me. It might be perfect for some. I'm sure the parts are going to be really good quality, but I just don't like the size personally. But this is the Tron deck that's going to be coming out. Then you've got the badass one. You've got the Star Wars Flight Yoke. And as you can see, this does have additional buttons, very similar to the Kangzaros Star Wars mod back in the day. So you are going to be able to play Flight Yoke games. You can also play racing games and shit on this too. I think people will like that. I know if I know anything, I know my buddy James Hates Everything is saying, look at all those goddamn volcano buttons. Jason S says Road Blasters yoke. Hell yeah. But this is the real exciting thing about the Build a Cade FU. Everything else it can become. And then I got to go to the next one. This is a Curry Warriors joystick. I always question that because I'm like, how many games do I need to play with a rotary spinner? I'm not the biggest rotary spinner guy. Like, if I'm going to play a Curry Warriors, I know it's an arcade game. Or if I'm going to play Heavy Barrel, I'm going to play them on the NES. I know this is how you're supposed to play them with the right controls. But for people that are looking for that, because I have heard people say, I want an Akari Warriors arcade one-up. This is your opportunity to play this on a multi-cade with the proper controls. And you know, Glenn makes good stuff. So that's everything you sent me so far. Let me just take that down because I do have another picture to show you. I just got to get it up because Glenn actually sent me some other pictures as well. You know how Glenn is. He can't keep a secret. So that's the 4 pictures he posted on Twitter. Might have been more on a Facebook post because I think Twitter basically stops you at 4 pictures. That's all you can do. But then I think this is the one that's missing. So let me just bring this up. Then, of course, he's also got a trackball deck. This is going to be an all-encompassing multi-cade trackball deck. You got your buttons on the other side, your trackball right there. I'm concerned about these screws here. I will tell you that. Might have to work on some kind of guard around that. Maybe that's normal. But you're also going to have an option for an awesome trackball deck. So you can play Golden Tee, you can play Centipede, you can play all your trackball games, Marble Madness. You can play, what's the one they're coming out with? Buddy won in King of Kong. Buddy was the world champion for playing it with his feet. It's the New Wave Toys cab. Crystal Castles, there it is. So anyways, those are the decks coming out, but he also gave me a little bit of inside information. Those are the 5 decks that are coming out initially, but he also gave me some information on other decks he's working on, and you guys might get excited about this. He's working on a 720 deck. He's working on a Paperboy deck, so finally at home we can play Paperboy the right way. Man, this weird cough that comes up in the nighttime. Give me 1 second. Yeah, 100% JT Brunick. Those screws are yeesh. Next week, B will be at WonderCon on Friday. Hopefully we can get him on Super Game Room, dudes, because you know how I feel about B. He's the absolute best, worst on-site correspondent there is. It was, anyways, let me go down. Just get these to make sure I got the right ones. Yeah, here it comes. So it was Paperboy 720, and the other one is a game I'm not familiar with, but I think people will be excited for, Battle Zone. So Battle Zone is going to be out there. You can play that on your GRS Build-A-Cade FU. So guys, we still don't have a date on the Glenn funding, when that's going to go up, when you can actually pre-order your Build-A-Cade FU. Hopefully that information does come out soon. And, I talked a little bit about it on Monday. I don't think I'm going to be in the initial Glenn funding just because of how hard it's going to be for me to order directly from Glenn. I will tell you, for Canadian people, if you're feeling the same way, you're worried about brokerage fees, what the shipping's going to be like, and also, tax and duty, tariffs, all that shit, because the tariff thing's a little unclear because they talk about video game consoles and parlor games with a coin door. One of the cool things Glenn does is, much like with the decks, allowing other people to kind of build them and sell them as third party. He is looking for an option for those of us in Canada. So if you are nervous like I am, don't fret. There's still an option. So I'm still hopeful that I'm going to be able to get this without getting absolutely raped with brokerage fees, tariffs, and tax and duties. So there you go. Oh, Nate, tell me about it, man. It's absolutely criminal. I was telling Glenn about it earlier today because even though I'm probably not going to get in on the Glenn funding for the Build a Cade FU, I am going to pick up one of his Viper boards, and I'll do that directly from him because I'm a little more willing to take a 70% brokerage fee on a Viper board, a product that's going to be under $100, than I am, like a $1,500 product that's going to cost me $800 in brokerage. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Hey, Fidelity Investments. That's not where I got it. Jason, the community bought me my last pin. Obviously, they're going to buy me this one, right? Oh, I'm going to tell you guys, I haven't looked yet. MG just sent me a text. Don't ever send MG your phone number. MG sent me a text about a cool new joystick. And it's definitely going to be some kind of phallic image. I know. 100%. Look, this is what I'm going to put up with while I'm on the air. This is the kind of stuff he's sending me. Like, ridiculous. Yeah, the Medieval Madness remake cabinet is still coming out from Chicago Gaming Company. I was talking to Console Kits about it the other day. You want to talk about a guy that got absolutely nailed with the pinball bug. Justin has like 15 pinball machines now, and he's been looking at getting a Medieval Madness for his collection. But I told him I would hold off because he's looking at a remake right now, which, if you look at the used market, still very, very high. Wait until the remake gets re-released. Don't buy a new one because the used market should come down a little bit then. I love you guys. Thank you so much for making fun of me. It brings a smile to my face. New 49-way stick. That's 100% what it is. James got one the other night. Threw his back out, unfortunately. Couldn't play mini golf. Anyways, guys, that's everything for this quick, short news video. Again, the information's out there. Wonderland Amusements put out a money-back guarantee today, stated that the machine could be up to a year after the Kickstarter ends before the machine comes out when you get your money back. So you can decide for yourself, is this an early notice that the machine's going to be delayed, or just standard text for, a money-back guarantee to make sure people don't take advantage of it. And then, of course, GRS Build a Cade, new decks coming out. Very exciting. This is one of the coolest thing about the Build a Cade. This literally can be any arcade you want. Sorry about my throat again. Now, really quickly, I do want to just say one thing on that. The only thing that I'm a little disappointed to see there was a lot of people are looking at buying the 19-inch because they want to mod it into a Donkey Kong cabinet. So I was hoping to see a deck that was your standard Donkey Kong layout, so you could just buy that from him and then, wrap it instead of having to build your own deck. But these are the first 5 decks coming out, more in the future. If you do want to get that deck directly from Glenn, the standard Donkey Kong deck, let him know. Make sure it's in wave 2 of his decks coming out. Anyways, guys, shill you later. This is Michael B. the Game Genie. I'll talk to you next time.